The wings down, down. The wings down, down.
Buongiorno! We just finished this week's episode of Jojo's Bizarre Adventure, Golden Wind.
Now, normally we're the types to read the manga first, but this time around we're here for that golden experience.
So subscribe and tune in each week for our reactions. This week it was episode 36, Diavolo Resurfaces.
I was completely wrong. I thought he was... I had the theory that Diavolo was in King Crimson's body. Mm-hmm. That was my theory.
Yeah.
Dead wrong.
In the stand.
Yeah, in the stand
right, yeah.
itself. So I was like, nope, that's not right.
I had my money on it just still being in his body. With Bruno. Just because Bruno's dead already, and I figured it happened.
Yeah. I thought I was betting on the turtle. I completely bet. I'm like, dude, I thought he was just sitting there in the effing turtle, man.
I was hoping like maybe the gross part of the turtle that was coming out, maybe that was the boss.
That was just the boss. The boss was a crawdad.
You want to talk about the crawdad? What is up with that, though? Like, so it's an alien mutation?
Well, it's mostly that, like, he chose crawdad as the first one, and then every other one was just like, just goop.
Yeah, just
like,
stuff.
If the rest of them had been more varied, I would have been more on the... I like the crawdad, though. It's pretty creepy.
I like the visual, obviously. I'm just kind of, again, the phenomenon of what's happening is just confusing.
See, like, that's the only thing that, like, kind of got me is, so he did the, oh no, he's gonna get the turtle because Polnareff touched the arrow, but then he didn't, and then we're just right on to, like, this next thing. It was just kind of like, I felt like we spent 6 minutes there that not only didn't do anything, but it was also a weird part of the episode.
It was a really big cliffhanger in the last episode, and then it really didn't matter.
But it didn't matter,
And so, like, it really, like, cause if King Crimson was inside of Coco Jumbo, then that would have made a little bit of sense. Why he attacked him so aggressively.
I don't want to say things did or did not make sense.
Yeah.
I want to say things made more or less
bizarre.
sense.
The only thing that I liked was the Beretta pull. I'm like, okay, this is real. That's great. That's clutch. But everything else, again, we're on board for it, right?
Yeah.
But like, at the end of the episode,
I don't know why Mista was being such an asshole about, like, don't touch me, Giorno.
Well,
like,
that was to stir the pot. That was to stir the pot. But like, we stirred the pot and had like a lot of red herrings like 4 or 5 times.
Yeah.
And I mean, I get it. We're in the end game. Things are trying to get a little hairy, but every second was upping the ante.
Yeah, I want that part 3, they're on the stairs, team unity to be here, like, at this point.
Yeah, it's
absolutely.
still, but with everybody in everyone else's body and all these things happen, it's just a lot to...
It's a mind game, like, for
which
sure.
I did like the one panel that they did give us of explaining who's who and where they are.
The pause card in the middle, like, just in case, for those of you at home, I'm like, what the hell is... it's not that, again, we're famous for being confused, and but this is clearly the point of this episode is to confuse you. It's like, oh, what? No, there's new rules, and then there's new rules, and then there's a sun behind everyone's head. Duh.
I like that. Okay,
that was cool.
I love, like, as much as, like, like, the mutation and going after Polnareff thing, like, it's that they didn't go anywhere. I liked the, like, the way the stand works is a shadow and there's a sun behind my head. I wish we'd gone more into that. I feel like we could have spent the whole episode on that.
Yes, and one thing that I kind of liked that I just kind of thought about was we started the entire season with something that had to do with shadows, where a stand that was coming in and out of the shadows, and that was the only way that he could attack. And now our final boss stand, it's specifically about shadows, which they also kind of killed him really quickly. So I feel like we didn't get like, obviously we got an explanation, but I feel like it wasn't enough. Like, I wish we would have spent more time on that than we did on Coco Jumbo and the Arrow.
It's definitely more interesting, right? The idea of the double stand, the Super Saiyan stand.
Which I love.
It's cool, it's exciting, so us breezing past it is like, oh, okay, all right. Yeah, and I get it. We're here for the boss, like, grabbing his daughter, right? That's what we're supposed to
Well, yeah, I mean, he's in Trish, or he has Trish because he's got to take the female character hostage immediately.
And also, I did love Trish's monologue in the sense of, like, I'm not going to let you control me anymore. Yeah, a good stand-up scene.
Speaking of stands, though, Jesus, watching stands talk is weird, man. It's weird. I mean, like, I like it. It's cool, but I'm like, cool boy.
Well, we're in this, like, third removed thing where, like, they're in different people's bodies, where we're also seeing the ghost of the person talk, but then their stand is talking. I like stands talking because it's creepy as fuck.
Yeah, exactly.
But it is we're shuffling a lot of cards.
I get it. That's the whole point. It feels like 52 pickup. I don't know where I'm supposed to be focusing.
Yeah.
But then we go at the end of the episode here where, no, it is all about the arrow, and that's where we're all focusing on. So it's just everything else was...
I love the ants on the arrow.
Again, I'm glad he finally
I love the mole. The mole was so good.
The mole was great.
The mole with a tail and the great sense of self. That was good. It's variety. It's finally a snake or a ladybug for the 100th time.
Yeah, a fly. We got a lot of things, but definitely theming a lot on the insects. We're doing that.
But it was a strange episode in the sense that it like had two very distinct explanation things. One of them kind of ended up not mattering.
Yeah.
But we're on a good cliffhanger of the I don't know. We had to have this whole extra episode of the arrow? Like, who's gonna get it?
And that's the first time that the boss has seen Trish's stand, isn't
right. Right, that's why he was surprised by the concept of it, absolutely. And that's all, it's all just nutso.
It's a lot of information.
And that's the issue here. Like, it's like, it doesn't feel like it's too much because it's all thrown away at the end there because we're like, no, we got rid of Requiem, we're dealing with the arrow. It was almost just too much to enjoy, though, is what I'm saying. You know, like
there's so many very distinct
a lot of threads.
I was pulling. My emotions were being pulled in very different directions in this episode. You know, so I get that.
And but we have that meta knowledge of like the ending or whatever.
Yeah, we know it's like impending.
Yeah.
Like,
so the
it is a little weird.
There.
Yeah.
I don't feel like everybody turning into like mutated monsters thing is necessary because everybody is still incapacitated. The tension was still there.
I think it was his way just to show his strength of what.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, Requiem is supposed to be such like a game changer. But again, having spent so little time in the boss, immediately figuring out the sun behind the head thing, it just, I didn't
feel like there should have been more like a power struggle with that.
Well, if Requiem's dead, doesn't everybody switch back into their bodies now?
He's not dead yet. He's like maimed still. It looks like at least. He has a physical body, so like it's hard to tell.
Right.
It's also weird because we're not gonna get another Berserk Requiem stand, like, right? Like, so this is the only one that's ever gonna probably characterize what a Berserk stand is.
Unless maybe
probably.
Well, no, that's the idea, right? That's what's gonna happen. But
I don't know. Well, because I think King Crimson and Juno, it's gonna work for them, right? Like they're gonna ascend. But we're not gonna get another Berserk stand. Yeah.
I see what you mean. Yeah. So I wish we would have had more time with that.
Yeah, like I feel like he just started to get interesting with the shadow thing, but they use that to characterize King Crimson being so powerful by addressing it so quickly.
Or maybe that's one of those things that they're just going to mildly address in the season and it becomes really important in another season.
I don't know. Like,
this is obviously not the only arrow, I guess, left in the world.
Well, this is not the... there's future JoJo's and all that stuff. So there's definitely a lot of questions being raised about what is happening with stance and stuff here. But this is... I feel like for the sake of the end of the series, we're rushing through something that I feel like we had time to explain, but we didn't.
I think they kind of just came down to it. It wasn't that important to explain, but we needed to get there. And what do you guys think? Let us know. Like,
what was your impact?
We obviously had a harder time kind of like having an opinion on this than like a lot of other things with this.
Yeah.
But let us know yours in the comments below, and we will catch you next time.